Hey lead heads, we are here at Royal Range. We're at their one of their Smith's stations here. They were gracious enough to give us access to it today. I'm here with our good buddy Joe Weir with LEO TakeDown. Boom, that's the only thing we had with his logo on it today. But
hey, how you doing, guys?
All right, Joe, so run us through this real high level, what we're going to be doing today.
So we're going to be outfitting a barrel for an AR-15 to use the LEO TakeDown system. It is a quick barrel change system that was developed by a veteran. He was a helicopter pilot, and he was forced to fly with a full-size rifle between his shoulder and the canopy because there just wasn't any room. And he got back and he said, you know, there just has to be a better way to do this.
Right.
So he developed the LEO TakeDown system. And it is simple to use. He uses gross motor skills. It's a steel-on-steel lockup, holds the barrel securely in place, and it's actually very easy to install.
And these are all the parts that we're using today. We've got a lot of Mission First tactical handguards and furniture that we're going to be using today. And then if you would take that out of the vise there, and let's show them what we've done with our upper. And this is the key component to this system.
So basically all we've done is we've added the LEO TakeDown coupling to the front of your standard MILSPEC AR style upper receiver. So once this is installed, and this took us just a few minutes.
Yeah, not long at all.
To get it
and talk about what we do to install this.
Well, basically we just screw it onto the front. We line up the gas tube hole to make sure that it fits, and then we secure it into place.
Just like that.
There's a set screw down at the bottom, and we've got anti-rotation bolts on both sides that keep it from going anywhere. So it's secured onto the upper receiver. It can be removed, but once you do this, I don't know why you want to.
Right. There's not going to be any need. So what we're going to do now is we've already done one. We did our 6.5 Grendel. We're going to be doing a 6.5 Grendel, 300 blackout, and 5.56. And this is our 6.5 Grendel that's already been completed. So we're just going to run through and show you what's involved on the barrel setup here now.
The kit comes with a cap to protect the gas tube. Pull it off, it goes in. And of course it's going to do this to me since I'm doing it on the vise. But boom, and it's in.
Just like that. And
just like
secured.
That. It's secured.
The barrel's secure.
So basically your LEO TakeDown takes the place of the barrel nut, and it's clamping it to the upper receiver. Your barrel nut now becomes just a rail holder.
Gotcha.
So that's all it's doing.
So let's show them. Let's do a barrel. Let's do the 300 blackout now.
Sure.
And that's this one right here.
Okay. So basically what we do is we take one of the barrel couplings, and the barrel coupling has a indicator on it for you to line up with the post that's on the barrel extension.
Right.
So you line it up like that.
And there's that little, you see the line that he's lining up there. Okay.
Right here. And you line it up with the post on the barrel extension. And you slide it into the upper receiver lined up with the gas tube hole. Pull back. And it's in. So that's how it attaches. At this point, what we have to make sure of, since when you install this, it screws down on the thread, and so that distance can be variable, and the thickness of the barrel extension ridge is also a variable.
A factor. Okay.
So we have to make sure that once this is in place, that it is firmly holding this barrel in place. And it looks like this one.
That one's in there pretty good, isn't it?
This one's actually in here pretty good. Oh, nope, there it is.
All right, so we got a little separation there as he's pulling in and out.
Right.
So we're going to need to shim that.
Exactly.
Or spacer it.
Shim it.
Shim it.
And we use standard barrel nut shims.
This is what we're using here. And which one you want to go with first there?
You know, it's not a whole lot of room. Let's try the 3mm.
Okay.
We'll just try one of those. So we put it on, put the barrel extension all over.
Coupling on. Line it up. Okay. Stick it back in.
And now it's in. Just
a little bit.
Just a tiny bit of space still.
So maybe use that 1 millimeter.
Yep. It doesn't take a whole lot. It can take the entire pack. It just really depends on your barrel and how it's the receiver extensions installed on the receiver.
All right. Yep.
Now it's easy to tell if you've gone too far when it goes to close on the barrel. So we have a spring sleeve here that releases the tension, and if you just push it back.
Yeah.
So if you've put too many on, you'll have a gap show up.
Okay.
When it goes to close.
And then you just back one off.
Right. And at this point, nothing's permanent. We're just seeing how everything fits, and I like that.
Okay. Yep.
That's firm.
Yep.
And basically, all you're doing is you're keeping that barrel tight against the upper receiver. Yep. The LEO takedown system doesn't interfere with the operation of the AR at all. So all you're doing now is you're replacing the barrel nut with a different type of clamping system.
Okay. So now that we've got our space the way we want it, what's next?
So now we just we've got a wedge that we put in, and that locks it into place.
So that keeps it from wiggling left and right, up and down.
Right.
So we got the in and out fixed. Now that's just going to fix any other kind of movement.
Right. So there's a number of different ways to set this. You can use a plastic tube. I have a metal tube here, but it's basically just a 1-inch tube that if you want to bring the video over here and show them. So we're just going to put it up against that wedge. There you go.
Okay.
And then we're just going to give this this pipe a tap. Yep, one more. There you go. And that's just to set it, to lock it in place. Once we've got that, we pull it out. We set it on a nice firm surface. And we make sure that it is firmly locked into place. We just give it another whack. Now, it can only go down so far.
Okay.
And we're just making sure that it's completely seated.
Perfect.
Doesn't have to be a hard whack. It just needs to be a nice firm one. And once it's in there,
And let's see what it looks like.
once it's in there, it has to be pressed out.
And that's it right there.
That's it right there.
Okay.
So once we've got that set, we've got a little cap that goes over top of it, and that keeps it from receiving any more interference from the barrel nut. And we're now ready to install the barrel nut.
All right.
And it is in. We've got our little cap on to make sure that the spacer is good.
Okay.
And then we're going to take our barrel nut.
And with the Mission First Tactical, they just take this standard barrel nut.
Just a standard MILSPEC barrel nut.
Which works perfect with this system.
So now what we're going to have to do, since this barrel nut does require clocking, so all of the tension for holding it to the receiver is in the coupling now. Your barrel nut now becomes a rail holder.
Okay.
So there's no need to honk down with 80 foot-pounds of torque to line it up.
Okay.
You can just use the same spacers that we used for the barrel coupling, and we can use those same ones to line up and clock the barrel nut. So each shim that you put on brings it back just a little bit. Yeah. So let's see, where's our? I need our barrel wrench. Let's see how that looks to the gas tube. Pretty much it.
Okay.
So normally no more than 25 foot-pounds is what do you want to put on this. You just saw me not use a
torque wrench.
A torque wrench, but I've got a pretty good feel for it. I've done
You've
quite
done
a
one
few
or
of
two
these.
of these, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So now we're ready to lock down the gas tube.
We are.
And then we'll put the muzzle brake on, which this is the one we're going to be using here. This is from Mission First Tactical. This is their 4-prong. Actually, no, that's not what we're using on this one. We're using this on the 300 Blackout.
On the 300 Blackout, that is correct.
Yeah, because that's for the 5.56 we're going to use. All right, so we got the muzzle device installed. That is a Corvette brake from Nordic Components. Call it the Yarmo brake. And now what we're getting ready to do is put the handguard on, and this is with the Mission First Tactical 15-inch free float. And I just quickly color coordinated my handguard so I would know which caliber quick recognition which caliber is what. So this is going to be the 300 Blackout. Yeah, I don't want to hear any comments on my paint job. I hand did that.
Further comments?
Further comments.
Yeah, from the peanut gallery.
So this MFT system is really slick. It uses, you might want to video this. It uses a standard barrel nut, and it has a 2-piece part that comes around and locks onto the barrel nut.
Just like that.
Just like that. So it's actually, there's a groove on the inside that matches up with the teeth. And once that's on, then you slide the rail on over top of it.
You got to pull that little piece down.
Yep, got to pull a little piece down. There's actually a little locking tab in there.
It's right there. And that little tab, just push it down.
Just pops down.
It's kind of a locking mechanism.
It engages with a slot on the underside. So basically, it's just like that. You slide it on, push the tab up until it locks in place, which quality components here with our rail. Yep, we're in.
Okay. And then you just put the screws in,
And just put the screws in.
and then that bad boy is done. And we've got our 300 Blackout fitted for the LEO takedown system. So we've got the 6.5 finished. We just did the 300 Blackout. We're going to do the 5.56, and then we're going to go shoot them. We're going to go proof them in the range. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be back with more.
We'll be back.
As you saw earlier in our video, we were assembling the LEO takedown system on my upper and lower. This is a little home build that I did. Originally set it up for a 300 Blackout, as you can see, but now it's multi-cal. I'm going to start off with the 6.5 Grendel. We've got the bolt in it already for the 6.5 Grendel, and this is the magazine, and this is our barrel for it. So, real easy to do. There's a little line here. You got to make sure that it's lined up with, what are those called, Joe?
That's a lockout pin.
Okay, your pins. You just put it in, line up the gas tube, and then it drops right in, just like that, and it's ready to go. So put our mag in, drop the bolt. That. And now that the bolt's locked back, this is how you take it out. You got to make sure the bolt's back. Pull down, you release, it slides out. Now we got to change our bolt carrier, so we got to drop our bolt just like that. Pop the top. our new 556 300 blackout. Drop it in. Bolt back. Now we're going to go 300 blackout. Okay, line it up there. Drops in. 300 blackout ammo. Don't get those confused. Drop it. Mag. Clear. Now we got our 556. Dropping it in. Drops down. 223 ammo. Use your first tactical. Just like that, went through 3 calibers. And I mean, you could do it a lot faster. This is my first time ever doing this, and you saw how quick and efficient I was with it. So you guys make sure you go check out LEO Takedown, and that website, Joe, is
LEOTakeDown.com.
LEOTakedown.com. Be watching for more from Joe and LEO on our podcast, Talking Lead.